Today, we are taking over the Green Bay Packers on draft night. We have the PFF Mock Draft here, and we're going to be drafting for the Packers. Obviously, they have a couple of needs that they need to fill to turn them into a true Super Bowl contender. And most importantly, they don't have a first-round draft pick, so those later picks are going to be even more important. So let's go ahead and dive right in and start this draft. All right, Raiders, Fernando Mendoza, not a surprise. A lot of these are going to be more or less, what we kind of expect. A lot of big names going first here. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit till the Packers pick, like we said. Not really going to see many things. We have pick 52. So unless anything crazy happens, we'll see you there. Okay, and here we are up to pick. Just really quick to kind of review what happened in the earlier rounds. We're just going to look at a couple of things. Obviously, we already went over first pick, Fernando Mendoza. Jeremiah Love going to the Jets. Sonny Styles to the Cardinals. Arvell Reese to the Titans. And Ruben Bain Jr. to the Giants. So overall, like I said, not too much of a surprise there. Just looking at some other teams here. Giants, they got a cornerback. Vikings picked up Jordan Tyson, wide receiver there. Let's see who the Bears pick. Cassius Howell, okay, edge from Texas A&M. Not bad picks there. Other than that, again, nothing too crazy. Again, I'm mostly just interested in the NFC North here, so we're just gonna look at them for the most part. Let's see, they pick up a cornerback, the Vikings that is, and then a tackle for the Lions. Nothing too crazy there. As you can see too, we have the picks up here. All right, and now we are looking at what we have on our board here for the Packers. We got a couple of wide receivers here. We got Jeremy Bernard, Chris Brazzell, Skylar Bell. None of them really stick out too much. Again, we're picking at pick 52. So according to the ranks here, we're right around where we can kind of already pick. And we could pick up Gabe, Jacas from Illinois. We just got rid of Rashawn Gary, so that may not be a bad idea at all. Let's go ahead and just look at him really quick just to see what we're working with here. Yeah, I mean, some pretty good stats. Nothing too crazy. Obviously, Illinois was a pretty good team last year, and weren't crazy, but they were pretty good. Again, no one else is really sticking out with the Packers. Obviously, we have to shore up that defense. Stick someone else on that other side with Micah Parsons. I know we have Lucas Van Ness, but we need someone else to kind of pick up the pace on there. What we have been doing has not been working. So, I think for this first pick, we're gonna go ahead with Gabe Jacas. I hope I'm saying his name right. And we are back on the clock at pick 84 here. Looking at what we have here, we have a few tight ends. Tight end for the Packers, I think, is a pretty good spot. We have Tucker Kraft, we have Luke Musgrave. And yeah, so I don't think we'll pick a tight end here. Offensive line, maybe. But honestly, cornerback is a big need. We have Dalen Everett here from Georgia. We have a couple of safeties who might be able to kind of fit into that slot corner position. But other than that, I mean, let's see. I'm kind of stuck in between these two here. Kamari, Ramsey, and Sam Hecht. Those are really kind of the two. Although Georgia usually brings some good cornerbacks. The Packers even have drafted some Georgia cornerbacks in the past. So maybe. Although just looking at it, we'll probably go with the USC product here. Kamari Ramsey. Like I said, I think he can kind of fit in that slot cornerback position, kind of hybrid thing here. So first two picks off the board. Let's go ahead and sit into our next one. Okay, and here we are. We're at pick 120 here in the fourth round. Carson Beck still in the draft order here. I think we're pretty good at quarterback, though. Obviously, we have Jordan Love. He is more than fine. Looking at what we have available here, we got another cornerback here from Washington. Edge, tackle, running back, tight end. Like I said, I think we're probably good there. Looking at kind of the ranks here, we do have a few ones that kind of fall below the ranking that we're currently at. We're at pick 120, so we have a couple here that fall below that ranking, which is a good thing. Carson Beck, I mean, he would be a good backup. We just lost Malik Willis, so that would be quite the pick. Other than that, we have wide receiver from Mississippi State, Brennan Thompson. We don't really need wide receiver. We're pretty good there, even though we just traded away one of our receivers. But I think what we're gonna do, man, this is tough. This is why they don't pay me the big bucks to be the Packers GM. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and shore up this defensive backfield and take Tacario Davis. We'll see if that backfires or not. Like I said, the Packers, man, their cornerbacks the last couple of years have struggled. Ever since Jair Alexander, was released, he's kind of gone downhill. But man, the Packers just haven't really gotten any like stud defensive cornerback. So we're gonna take some shots here in the draft and see what sticks. And here we are already at pick 153 in the 5th round. Again, we got some tight ends. Again, don't think we're going to pick a tight end. Tackle, we could always pick, lineman. You can never have enough linemen, right? Another cornerback here. Running back from Oklahoma. Wide receiver, tackle. Man, with our running back situation, after Josh Jacas got hurt those couple rounds, it was not great. The running game kind of went downhill. So Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M might not be a bad pick. Might not be a bad pick at all. But hey, Dallin Bentley, he's also not looking too bad here. I know that I said I was going to pick a tight end, but this is the draft overall, and you never know what you never know what can happen, right? Our tight ends kind of took a tumble there after Tucker Kraft got hurt last year, so maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to get a tight end here. But going back to my reasoning for our running game, which for the Packers has been kind of the biggest thing, where if that gets going, they are hard to beat. So for that reason, we're going to go ahead and pick with the 153rd pick, Le'Veon Moss. All right, and we'll see you at the next pick. And just like that, we are at the next pick already. Wasn't too far away. We still have Jaden not available, so if we wanted to double down on that running back, we could definitely do that. And honestly, that is what we might do. Obviously, here with the needs, it says we need a guard, defensive, linebacker, cornerback. We already got those. There's no real guards here. I mean, we have Jeremiah Wright, but I feel like we're going to get some better guard value down the line. So let's go ahead and pick Jaden here with our next pick 154, and shore up that running back position. And just like that, we're going to move to the 6th round. We'll see you there. And here we are in round 6. Pick number 201. So we are getting there towards the end of the draft. Obviously, just a couple more picks left. Man, at this point, you're kind of picking, not the greatest, but hey, if something hits like Tom Brady, that's what you kind of want to go for here. So this is where you can kind of pick outside of those, needs that you think your team has. We can go for, wide receiver. Probably not going to go for a fullback there. Sorry, Eli. But yeah, just not going to happen. So yeah, let's kind of see here. We could go with this Tennessee defensive end. Man, this is tough, especially when we get to this round. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that big into college football. I do watch it, but hey, I have no idea who these people are at this point. I might have heard of them, but yeah, you know what? I like this guy's name, and he's from Florida. Florida's pretty good, right? Let's go with George Gums Jr. If anything, we have a pretty awesome name on our team, George Gums Jr. So I will take that all day, every day. Hey, we'll see how it works out in real life. You never know with these things. And we'll see you at the next pick. And here we are at the next pick. Again, we have a lot of offensive players here at the top of the board. We do have a guard here, which is one of our needs according to PFF. And probably the most interesting person that I see here is Jalen Daniels. Again, we lost Malik Willis in free agency, so having a good backup quarterback could come in handy. And Jalen Daniels is a mobile quarterback that could easily replace the talents and kind of skill sets that Malik Willis had in place of Jordan Love. So honestly, at this point in round 7, I feel totally okay with the Packers picking up a rookie quarterback here to kind of play for that backup position. And with the skill set that Jalen Daniels has, I see a big future for him. So we're going to go ahead and draft him and see what happens. And here we are at the last pick for the Packers. A couple of quarterbacks here at the top. Obviously, we just picked our quarterback there in the last round. So not going to pick another quarterback here, although there are a bunch of quarterbacks here. So in real life, there might be a lot of good quarterbacks that go later in the round. So what we're going to do is we're going to finally pick up that guard position that they've been saying that we've been needing. Ohio State, can't get much better than them. Obviously, they got beat by Indiana, but hey, we're going to go with Ethan Onyanwa. That's probably how you say his name, to shore up our offensive line. Again, you can never have enough offensive linemen, so we're going to go ahead and pick him. And we'll see you at the end of the draft. And here we are at my Packers mock draft. We have a couple of grades here that they have given us. Honestly, not bad. No A's, but we have a bunch of B's, 2 C's. Honestly, in the 6th and 7th round, if you draft some C's, not the worst thing in the world. Again, we mostly drafted George here for his name. But honestly, a lot of these picks were pretty good. And I think it filled a lot of the needs for the Packers in this upcoming year. Especially our last pick here. We got a B+ for that one. And then Tacario Davis, cornerback out of Washington. Those were our 2 highest graded picks. So if you think that you would have picked different people for the Packers in this draft, put them down below in the comments. Let me know if I messed up. Let me know if I just have no idea what I'm talking about. I might do some other teams too. So stick around, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And thank you as always for watching. And of course, we'll see you next time.